Corning Unicam kit that we use at ICG. The tools that you're going to need for terminating fiber are the installation tool, the fiber stripper, the cleaver, cleaning wipes, isopropyl, and a container to put your trash fiber so as to not leave glass fibers all over the place. To start, you're going to use the installation tool, and this is what you're going to be loading the SC connector into and eventually crimp. To start, you hit the load button on the side and it pulls this part of the tool up, and this is where you're going to be installing the SC connector. So the portion of the SC connector that has the serial code on it is the part that is going to be facing up. So remove the dust jacket covers from both ends of the SC connector and load it into your installation tool. Make sure this is securely in place, and then slowly bring down the top portion of the installation tool onto the SC connector. This is actually a laser that is part of the tool, and eventually we're going to have two lights that'll tell us whether or not our connection is good when terminating. So for now, just close this and put it to the side. Now, you want to open up one of your packages that has your connection in it. Eventually you're going to get out the parts that you need. One we already placed in here. The other two are the plastic protective cover of the connector and the protective jacket. So this is the type of fiber that we have used before. This particular one has two fibers within it, and just for the purpose of this video, we're going to pull one of the fibers out and show you how to terminate it. When stripping the fiber, you're going to want to use this second notch to remove the protective jacket that is on the fiber. And you're going to do it by taking off small pieces of the jacket at a time. You can't do too large of pieces or you'll break the fiber. It is very small. And you're going to want to pull off about 40 to 45 millimeters of the jacket. When pulling it off, you want to do it at an angle so as to take off the clear coating layer that is also protecting the fiber. Now, if you weren't able to get all of the thin clear protective layer, you would have to use the third notch on this stripper to slowly pull it away. Now that you have this, you're going to want to clean it. The isopropyl. And be very careful as to not damage the fiber. It is very brittle. Now you're going to use the cleaver And the part in the cleaver, you want to make sure it is the one labeled 900. It's 900 micrometers. You're going to press both buttons down and slowly insert the fiber into the cleaver. And keep putting it in until it hits the end. Now you should see some of the fiber sticking out the back end of it. Now to cleave the fiber, you press the top blue button. Now that should cleave it. Press the two side buttons again and hold the blue button, and now pull the fiber out. If done correctly, the fiber should be about 10 millimeters, and it is. So turn your installation tool on, and that will turn on the laser that will shine through the SC connector, and eventually the green and red light will come on saying whether you have a good termination or a bad termination. You have to try again. You're going to insert your fiber to this portion of the SC connector, which is what we're going to be crimping. So install your fiber into the SC connector. Make sure it's all the way in. Press the cam button. And green light indicating you have a good connection. So now crimp your fiber. Release the cam button by pressing the red button. Open up the installation tool, turn off the installation tool, and hold on to your SC connector and press the load button to release it. Now press the cam button again, which will allow you to pull out the fiber. Make sure your protective jacket is in place. And put on your SC plastic protective cover. And that is how you terminate fiber.